Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mark Loeffler Experience. Today, we are gonna figure out, you and me, we're gonna figure out what's causing these prices to go so high in Canadian real estate. That's what we're gonna do. The news is telling us what's causing this, but we're gonna dig down. What's really causing this problem right now, and how are we gonna fix it? The news will have us believe that the blind bidding system in Canada is what's causing this problem. I got this article here from CTV News where we got our friend Karen Scott is in the market for a new home in Toronto. And they place an offer $100,000 above an asking price of $1.8 million, only to find out minutes later she was out of the running as somebody was $400,000 more than the asking price. Okay. So she put a bid on a house in Toronto, and I'm gonna probably say Karen. I mean, this is the year of Karens, isn't it? Or is that last year? I don't remember. Anyways, just gonna say Karen, you probably didn't listen to your real estate agent when they said, hey, they underlisted this property by $500,000. $100,000 over asking might not cut it, but I mean, maybe they didn't. Maybe she had a weak agent and said, hey, you do what you want, or here, I'm not even going to give you comparable properties, right? Because all I find is that properties are selling close to what comparable properties are. It's easy to go and do the research and figure that out. Now, granted, there are some jumps. You know, between January and February, we saw some jumps. February and March, you know, a little bit less, right? And it's kind of leveling off. Like, I can say that, oh, well, that they've underlisted that property. They've underpriced that property. You know, we're going to see this type of action. And I mean, is this a Toronto problem? No, it's not just a Toronto problem. I mean, I'm looking for a vacation property out in Canmore, Alberta. So if you have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, either condo, hotel, or in the tourist area, comment down below because I might want to buy it off you. But like, there's one that listed yesterday that a lot less than another one I just bid on. And I'm like, well, this seems like a really good deal. I go to put my offer in. Oh, they're holding back offers till Tuesday. If you guys want me to run numbers on my vacation rental I'm going to buy out there, comment down below. Let me know, and I'll run that. And I'll show you what I should be making every year on that. So this is not a Toronto problem. I mean, people have commented. Kelowna, obviously, this is nothing new out in Vancouver for blind bidding. Basically, what they're saying is the issue is that, hey, you know what? There could be 3 homes or 3 bids on the property, and somebody bids asking, somebody bids $20,000 above asking, somebody bids $80,000 above asking. There's no transparency, right? Is that causing the housing prices to go up? Because it's a scarcity mentality. They have real estate and I don't, so I need that real estate, so therefore I'll bid what I need to bid. Or is that somebody willing to pay the price that they're willing to pay to buy the property? I mean, a lot of this says it's about the realtors doing this. And no offense, as a realtor, I get it. People want to point the blame at somebody. And is it not the sellers trying to get the most money possible out of their home? You know, we're going to talk about one other example here, maybe a little later, and we're going to go where the blind bidding went the other way. You know, they talk about last month, the Ottawa couple lost what they called their dream home, despite being $400,000 above asking. Well, what does that mean? Like, if it's listed at $1 and you bid $400,000 and $1, maybe that's an $800,000 home. I don't know, right? So we get all these news reports and it sounds fantastic, right? $400,000, that's a hell of a lot of money. I get it. But when you're talking real estate, and maybe, you know, you're talking Toronto real estate, Vancouver real estate, almost anywhere, right? $400,000 doesn't buy you much anymore. $400,000 over asking really doesn't give you a lot of information, right? You know, in Victoria, 60% of homes are selling above their asking price. Well, again, this is just a misleading fact because, again, if I list that home for $1, it's going to sell for more than $1. If I list a $1 million home for $800,000, it's going to sell for more than $800,000. Now, it might not sell for $1 million. It might not sell what I think it's actually worth, right? Do I think that sometimes I can get deals on properties because maybe there's buyer fatigue out there. Maybe at offer date, 3 offers only come in or 2 offers only come in. I run my comparables and say, well, it's $1 million home. There's 3 offers on an $800,000 property. Maybe I get it at $900,000. Maybe I get a discount. So where's the reporting on those houses? Where's the objective news that says, oh, the blind bidding might hurt other people as well, right? Because maybe I would have went to $1 million on that home if it was an open auction, right? If there was 2 people bidding against each other in an open auction. There's always a problem that we need to solve, right? So, we got this here. What's wrong with the blind bidding system? Obviously, blind bidding is you put an offer date up, and this is happening all over the country now. Again, I'm trying to buy that property in Canmore. They listed it yesterday at what I thought was a ridiculously low price. I went to put my offer in, sight unseen, and they're like, no, we're holding back offers till Tuesday. And I'm like, okay. So now we're in a blind bidding war out there. Even on apartment buildings in Calgary and Edmonton, I've been in the last month, I put 5 offers in. I haven't gotten anything. So I need to readjust my strategy maybe, but that's okay. We'll get some stuff. So how is blind offer different than other bidding wars? Well, with a bidding war, you know what's going on, right? So if you're, in an auction, I guess, you know what's going on. But auction can cause prices to go up higher than they would be normally. The heat of the moment, or maybe you're just like, well, that's just another $5,000. That's just another $5,000. It's just another $5,000, right? And you're bidding in, as long as you get 2 people who really want that property, then an open auction could lead to higher prices than blind bidding, right? Like it goes both ways. So if we get open bidding, now we're going to see articles about, how open bidding is the problem, not blind bidding. So they're saying they'd like to see an open system such as an auction. My favorite one is bad things happening in Ontario real estate market as home buyers complaints surge. Oh, we know this is CBC, right? We understand that it's, and they say I do clickbait. They say I do. Anyways, Hamilton family says rule-breaking listing agent caused them to live in basement for 5 months. Well, how did anyone cause them to live in their friend's basement for 5 months? So basically, they sold their home in Mississauga, and I'm probably going to tell you what doesn't say in this article is that they probably used the blind bidding system when they sold their home. I'm just going to say, because it's a marketing ploy. People use it to get the most amount of money for their home, and a lot of sellers want to do that. Some sellers don't. A lot of people do. If we weren't robbed of a home, somebody else was. That's why I said to my husband, we have to speak up. We have to file a complaint because this is wrong. They're not complaining about the blind bidding system. They're complaining about that somebody in the blind bidding system told them what they needed to do. They said, hey, you're really short on your offer. You need to improve it. So how did that lead them to staying in their friend's basement for 5 months while looking for a home? No, they sold their home in Mississauga without buying a home. And they thought, oh, we're moving to Hamilton or we're moving to this lower priced area. We'll be able to find a home, no problem. And, they found the home that was theirs and they just weren't willing to pay what somebody else was to buy it. So I don't understand how they were robbed of a home. We'll link this article down below. Comment and you let me know what I'm missing. Basically, they were told that theirs was one of the top 5, but there was a bid for $80,000 more. Now, again, we don't know what the selling agent said. We don't know what the buying agent said. But this seems like it was pretty open to me. Hey, you're really short on your offer. If you'd like to get this home, you have to offer more. Now, they're upset that it caused the guy who was winning to pay more. Is that what they're upset about? I'm confused by this article. I'm really confused by this article. At the end, she didn't raise her bid, and in the end, the home didn't sell for $80,000 more than her offer. But hey, listen, they could have had an $80,000 more than her offer, but maybe it had conditions. Maybe the closing date wasn't what they liked. Maybe they accepted another one, but maybe the selling agent was lying, or maybe the buying agent was lying. Who knows? We don't know what was going on. At the end of the day, they didn't buy the home because they didn't do anything with their offer. They stayed what they were, and they obviously weren't the highest offer. But now they're upset by that, and I don't understand why they had to live for 5 months on their friend's basement. I mean, obviously they didn't want to, well, obviously they didn't settle, right? They needed to get a deal, or I don't know what it is, but basically they're gonna put their flag in the ground here and say we're gonna fight for what's right. And they're, so Rico is saying complaints like these people are becoming more common, but at the end of the day, the number of disciplinary actions hasn't increased. So all these transactions are happening out there. There's a whole bunch of good agents who stick to the rules, and we have some slighted people, and they want to say, hey, we're slighted. We want to feel heard because that's our right. And Facebook isn't listening to us anymore. So therefore we're going to stick it to the man. Rico's saying, well, nothing really happened there. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. Is blind bidding the problem? I've seen people get better deals on properties that I've evaluated at higher prices because of blind bidding. Now, could they sell for more than what I think they're worth with blind bidding? 100%. That is a factual that can happen because that property might be worth more to that person than I evaluate it as. This happens, right? They're using a different metric to evaluate that for themselves. So what am I going to do? Who am I going to say? I mean, I saw one article on this where it said the problem with the Canadian housing market and the same with the US market is that it's supply driven. We just have not had the supply of new properties that we need for our immigration levels, for our household growth levels. We're just not seeing that. Now, well, I mean, we have some issues with that. In Ontario, we're landlocked, right? So in Ontario, in BC, a lot of these places in Ontario, it's totally arbitrary. It's a green belt that we can't build on. So therefore, like, the cities are restricted and they're running out of land. So they need to infill. They need to densify. Either it's going up, which we see lots. If you drive downtown Toronto, you still see lots of cranes. Probably not enough, but people want to live in detached homes or in homes. So, then you start to see properties on bigger lots get subdivided into two homes, 3 homes. This is what kind of is needed on maybe a bigger scale to bring this problem to a halt, because this is going to be a supply issue. I've sat down with friends from CMHC, economists, and I said, should I sell my Toronto home back in 2015 or something, when they're calling for a bit of a dip because of all the rule changes? And he basically told me, he goes, Mark, in the next 10 years, there's going to be 1 million people moving into Toronto. He goes, where are they going to live? And I said, fair point. I still own my stuff in Toronto, and I'm happy I do. Anyways, everyone, thanks so much for watching today. So I apologize. This is not the Tesla video. I'm still waiting for some information from my accountant. It is accounting season. They are getting back to me, but I want to make sure I'm 100% factual on that, so people can't tell me that I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Well, have a good weekend, everyone. Catch you in the next one. Have a good day.